Hi, everybody. It's Kaneki here with the Base Boys podcast. It's wonderful to see you all again. So glad you guys enjoyed the last. I can't, dude. We're happy you enjoyed the fucking the last two Gundam Evolution videos. I'm
Oh.
joined by Unfortunately, I'm joined by one of my co-hosts, Red Boy VA. Luckily, I am also to keep me sane somewhat. I'm here joined by the other co-host, Spieler.
Don't speak too soon. That
God.
remains to be seen. It remains to be
So
seen whose side
so
I'll ultimately take.
so before
Literally,
we
like 5
no no
minutes
no no
ago.
no shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Before we did this little recording that you're hearing for the next podcast, just Red over here was like, dude, dude, I'm playing this fucking game called Adventure Quest.
No, it was Dragon Fable.
No.
it was Dragon Fable, then it was Mecha Quest, then it was
Yeah,
Adventure Quest.
he's dude, he's like, dude, I'm playing this game called Dragon Fable. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He's like, dude, it's an MMO. And then he shows his screen, and it is the most horrendous turn-based flash game I've ever seen. And then he
Oh, this is a mess. I
and then-
apologize, dear viewers.
This is a great episode, man. This is gonna be
And
good
then-
already.
and then he pulls out Mech Quest, which is worse. Way worse by comparison. I don't even know how to. I
It's a
don't
fever
get
dream.
it.
Even I can admit that these games are like fever dreams. To
I
today's
don't
comparison.
get it.
And
Jesus
then I showed them
Christ.
Adventure Quest, and they immediately were like, no.
Because it's shit.
Bro, okay, our fucking second Gundam video actually got 100 views. I
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
know.
it did. But fucking, for real, those types of games were the types of games that, like, you'd be in
Good
middle
the early
school.
2000s.
Yeah, you'd be in middle school, and like they didn't have special ed classrooms back then too much. So you'd have like the special ed kids in the back be like, "What are you doing, Johnny?" "I'm playing Mech Quest."
Dude, so
Like,
let me defend myself a little bit. All right?
No, you don't get it.
No, I do. So, I was born in the early 2000s. We got a computer when I was
All of us
3.
were.
Yes, but I mean, like, we got a computer in my household when I was 6 years old, right? No, when I was 3 years old. It was 2006. And we had that computer forever. And one game my older brother used to play all the time was Adventure Quest. And I would sit and I'd watch him. And whenever we both got to be on the computer, that's what we would play. We'd either play Adventure Quest, Worms, and some third game I completely fucking forgot the name of. And Adventure Quest stuck as we moved. And so when I was like 8 or 9, and I was always on the fucking living room computer, like, I lived in the living room. I was playing shit like Adventure Quest and Mech Quest and Dragon Fable because that's what I grew up with. And for the early 2000s, they were good because they were like MMOs that were free. And for the early 2000s, they were really good. And I can admit, by today's standards, they're shit. Like, the graphics are not that good and all that. But, like, the reason I still love those games is nostalgia. I can admit they're trash, straight up. It's a grind mare for most of them, and it's because the selling point of Adventure Quest, for example, was that everything, like, new shit came out every week, right? So every single week the game got updated with a new thing. But now there's so much shit in every single one of the games that's a fucking clutter of, like, what do I do?
Hearsay.
Where are you going with this?
I'm talking about the game so I can defend it.
I was referring to Kaneki saying hearsay.
Because it's just hearsay. The game is shit. You can't defend
What?
it.
Gamer, I just did. Piss yourself. You haven't heard him talk. You played the fucking Code Lyoko version.
Okay, and the Code Lyoko version was better because it was Code Lyoko. It wasn't made by some guy with his Indian friend in the basement of his in his mother's basement in the early 2000s. I bet you he was sitting there. He's like, I'm complete. Yes, Steve Jobs. Isn't that right, Yes? Well, absolutely right.
Jesus Christ!
Fuck the Quest games.
Chill the fuck out. The games are bad, but they're not this fucking
Okay.
horribly insulting.
It brings
Holy
back like this
shit.
dude. I don't know why it makes me so
Activates our
angry, but
fight or
it brings
flight.
back like this. Dude, it brings back like this anger in me that I can't explain. I just hate them, bro.
Dude, you enter fight or flight with that shit.
Oh shit.
But fuck. On the topic of old ass Flash games, you guys remember the original Cartoon Network Flash games?
Oh, sort of.
Like there was the fucking the chess one. I think that one was Foster's Imaginary Friends.
Oh,
The
I didn't spend a whole lot of time playing the cartoon games.
That's what did you play? What was your?
I don't quite remember. Old computer games I used to play. I mean, I mainly used like Miniclip for Flash games, but
Hmm,
Pokemon Flash games.
I don't think Flash games were my main thing. The thing,
that's fair.
because two very prominent games in my childhood are actually Serious Sam and StarCraft.
Yeah, Serious Sam. I played that shit on the Xbox, man. That game's a fucking field dream.
Jesus.
There was. What about you, Kaneki? Did you ever really play Flash games?
I played Flash games. Yeah, I didn't play like those like the fucking pizzeria ones. I didn't. I was never.
I just
I
realized
was.
something.
Huh.
Bro, fucking Serious Sam, like the second encounter, the first encounter, those are arcade shooters and they are multiplayer. That would be amazing.
Yo, if I can ever get my hands on that original Xbox and I can get that, yo.
Bro, you can just get that shit on PC. What the fuck are you talking about, Xbox?
Yeah, but it would be more fun.
No, we're not gonna
No.
record the screen. Like you see,
Getting
he backed
Elgato.
out.
We're
He's
not
backed
fucking
out.
we're not doing fucking split screen.
That's
No,
fair.
it's a piece of the past. It was a good piece, but it's so horribly outdated now. We can't go back.
Anywho.
The fucking yeah. No, I used to play Flash games. I didn't play the fucking what is it, like the pizzeria Flash games. I didn't play any of those. I
We
played
very
the
briefly covered Flash games, but we never
We
really
did.
delved.
Yeah,
we never
we
delved
did.
into what we did much.
I played like I used to like fucking lo and behold, yeah, a younger me had friends in middle school. I mean, I had friends in high school, but like not at the same level I did in middle school. I had like a fucking massive group of friends, and like me and some of the homies used to like. This is more of a story between me and a friend who I thought was my friend at the time, but realized later on in life that he just absolutely hated my guts, and I don't know why. Granted, I was an autistic little shit as a child, but still. I remember too, this is a little bit of a tangent, but I remember too, I sat next to him in elementary school, right? And I was
Story
like,
time.
hey, do you like Sonic? And he's like, yeah, I like Sonic. And then we were just like, yeah, and then we just talked about Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I loved Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid.
You still kind
And
of
then
He's
yeah,
a very
meh.
child fucking centric mascot. That's undeniable.
Yeah.
He doesn't really
but-
hold up as you get older like Mario does,
Yeah,
but
no. And then at at recess, right?
oh, boy.
We this was back in like how like there were groups on the playground, right?
Yeah.
There were like the popular girls who had like the boys around them, right? There was
The
like the
fucking
sports
sport-
kids,
yeah.
yeah, and played like played football. I did that once. Fucking caught the ball midair, got a touchdown. By the way, signed me up. State of Bama, fucking
We
no, but and then there's like that one group of like it's like fifth, fourth graders who were like watching anime for the first time, right?
They were either watching anime for the first time or they were talking about like very specifically they were talking about playing like COD World at War.
I was
World at
part of
War?
that group. No. I was part of the group that like watched anime. I'm getting heavy playback through your mic, by the way.
Oh,
Which one of us?
Yeah, Reds. But yeah, it's like I was part of the group that had the fucking like anime thing, but I hadn't watched anime. I just said I did. Like I guess you could, if you count Sonic X as an anime, I watched Sonic X.
I mean, if you the only way I count that one as an anime is if you watch the Japanese dub.
Then what is Pokemon?
Oh, oh.
That's fair. That's fair.
What's well? I mean, Avatar's Western.
Yeah. I
But,
didn't
you know,
watch
it's-
Avatar when I was younger though.
Honorary anime. Honorary anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
But-
a show influenced by anime.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was created in the image of it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was
But
great.
I was part of that. I was part of the like the anime kids, right?
Mm.
Not like the weird kids, because I was also like a popular kid too in elementary school. It was weird. I was like on that fine line.
All right. So I don't mean to. Red. What groups were you part of?
I was one of the weird kids for the longest time that no one really wanted to hang out with because when
What
I
a
first,
shocker.
Well, when I first got into school, I was the kid everyone bullied, but I didn't know it yet because before I was put into school, I was actually very sheltered for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we were poor up until we got me into school. That was when we had our shit together. So by the time I got into school, I didn't know what bullying was. I didn't do preschool or daycare, none of that. So I go in and kids were making fun of me, and I was like, "Oh, they're my friends." And as obviously time went on, I learned they were bullying me. But I made friends with one of the sporty kids,
Yeah.
and so I would hang out with them. So I was considered one of them, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
And then like in first grade and second grade, and then third grade was around the time where it was like, at least here
Mm-hmm.
in the elementary school I was in, the way it was divided was you had the sporty kids, you had the popular girls, you had the group of boys that had already found pornography. like by the time you hit third grade.
That doesn't because that doesn't add up. Because like
What?
that doesn't make sense. You know, like for me when I was younger, it was middle school where kids were like just looking at that shit. Like
No,
I
not for me. The school I went to, we had a fucking group of kids that just found out what pornography was. I avoided them like the plague. There were, God, I'm remembering so much my elementary school. It's weird. There were teachers' pets,
Mhm.
and then there was the starts of what was an anime crew and a wrestling crew, like WWE. And me and my friends were the ones that had kickstarted that wrestling crew, and it died by the end of the third grade year
Yeah.
because we all stopped hanging out, and then we all became friends again. And by that point, one buddy was part of that was like in middle school, and one friend was part of the stoner crew, the other one was part of the jock crew, and I belonged to nobody.
Yeah.
But it was just like so fucking weird with how schooling worked here. Like, I don't. For those who don't know, I'm the only one native to the town we live in between these two.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys had this in school. You might have. My principal was honestly super cool. He used to dress up.
Mine wasn't.
He used to dress up in a fucking chicken outfit and dance in front of all the students. Right? But he also had kickstarted this idea where the last day of the year, the first day of the year, there was like fucking inflatable fucking bounce houses. There was a fucking dunk tank. There was a fucking.
Did you have the
foam
video
pit.
game trucks?
We didn't have video game trucks, but he brought. One year he brought a food truck.
We had the video game trucks. Like we had like the bouncy houses and
Yeah.
shit like that. But those were like for donations too. Because I'm from. For those who don't know, I won't say exactly where I'm from, but I come from like a more like city.
Southern state.
I'm a city boy from the southern states, so that area is really like
Big on donations and shit.
bit yeah, big on that, big on like
Well,
fucking
that's what the first.
posh.
That's what the
Not
first
posh,
one
but
in the year was. Like everyone could partake in it, but the one at the beginning of the year, if you had donated, I think you were like one of the first people to get into them. Like everyone
yeah,
still got to do it, but
yeah, but that was the thing for us. Like not everyone got to do it. It was like a donation goal. Like as long
yeah,
if you not a donation, I think it was like a selling goal. It was a fucking like it was a drive for like cookies and some shit like that.
cookie drive,
And
yeah.
like yeah, we had one of those, and like whoever sold the most had like whoever got like a tier of like cells
Mm.
got to like do the video game truck and shit like that.
Oh, that's cool.
I got it once, and that was my final year there, and I was so fucking happy. I played fucking Minecraft or something, I think. There were kids playing like fighting games like Injustice and shit like that. And
Yo.
I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to play Minecraft. So I played
So
Minecraft.
we like the way it was is it was an incentive for us to do reading logs over the summer. The one at the beginning of
Yeah.
the year. So like at the beginning of the year, we would do the reading logs. We would turn them in, and then there was one year we didn't get to do it because a certain amount of hours had to be met for you to do it. And
Mhm.
one year we were like 20 hours short, so we didn't get to do it at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And the way it worked with us is the more we got for our cookie sales, the more we could get to do. Straight up, me and 3 other kids went so fucking hard on that shit. One year for cookie sales, we had over $500,000 in fucking cookies sold to this town.
Damn.
We
Did
got
you go
that
to the rich
school.
neighborhoods?
No, we went to every neighborhood, and we set this shit up. This is like the earliest cognation of my mind that I remember me doing a quote unquote business. So they would give us tubs,
Yeah.
and you would go out and you either sell full tub, you'd sell some of a tub, what a yada yada. What me and my friends would do is the one friend that was richer than everyone, his dad let us use a couple of the hunting freezers because they weren't using them at the time
Yeah.
to store all the cookie dough in. Get all the cookie dough, we'd separate it into like, right, this section is chocolate chip, this section is snickerdoodle, this section is mint chocolate chip, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
And what we would do is we would take them all out of the tubs and we'd get them set just right for like 2 pounds in a gallon, not a gallon bag, like the sandwich bags.
Yeah.
So if we sold it by pound. If you wanted a 2-pound bag, it was $4. If you wanted 2 pound bags, it'd be 4. If you wanted a full gallon bag's worth, it would be 15. If you wanted the entire tub, it'd be 25.
Yeah.
We sold so much fucking cookies. Like, we would go to our it was our gym teacher who was kind of like the guy that orchestrated the entire thing. We went to him every other week for solid 3 months, going, "We need more cookie dough," and he just looked at us like, "What are you doing?"
We're eating it.
No, we were selling that shit, and god damn, that was just a good year. This is a story time podcast now.
Yeah. Speaking of that spiel, what were you in? Were you like?
Yes, me.
Yeah.
Me. So you've gone through the groups, sporty, weird, nerdy. You go through all that. Yeah, like I said, you got the weird kids, and then you've got the weird kid.
Oh,
Not. Let me explain. It's the one no one really has any problem with, but can't really seem to get along with, because no one even knows where to start with them, or in this case, him.
Because
Yeah.
why? Because
Not student, not staff, not even the specialized staff for that sort of branch.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they just didn't know how to handle you.
No, it's not like they were ever wrong about anything. It's not like they ever did anything wrong. It's just
They didn't know where to start.
Didn't really know what to do. He wasn't. How do you go about doing this? He's not misbehaving, but he's not necessarily doing the right thing either.
He's not complacent, but he's not being.
Did
It's
you
just
did you like beat people up?
no, you fucking idiot. That would mean I'm doing something wrong.
Oh.
Just not necessarily doing the best with grades, I'm guessing.
Oh God, no, not at all.
You know, that's funny because I was the kid back in that time to be like I was on honor roll back then.
Yeah, no. Only until my last 2 years of high school I started being the kid with good grades.
You know, I was on honor roll, and then ever since then it was a downfall.
Well, for
Never.
me, oh yeah, continue.
It was I was in the gifted and talented program at some point, but I wanted nothing to do with it. I wasn't really enjoying it. I wasn't getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
It's, I just wandered at recess, pretty much sat alone at lunch. Again, not because nobody necessarily avoided me, because no one actually just
No.
ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There was no reason to or not to approach me. It's just
People didn't know how to handle
it's
it.
a bizarre middle ground.
Yeah, for me, God, there were so many fucking things. There was reserving seats in my school that got
Dude, I
banned.
hated that. I absolutely hated that
Would-
because you have the preppy girls that are like, no, this seat is reserved for my best friend. I'm like,
God,
I just want to sit and eat my lunch.
There was a specific motion. You would set your lunch tray up, and then or your lunch bag up, and then you'd move it down onto the seat if you were saving it, or you'd put it onto the floor behind you.
Yeah.
I don't remember why I remember that so fucking vividly, but I
Because
do.
everyone did it. Like
I was
everyone
one
all
of the
around the
kids
world
who
did that.
It was you put it on with, at least with me, you put your lunch bag or your lunchbox onto the table with the handle facing to the right. You turn it, unzip it, pull your shit out. If you're saving it for your friend, you zip it back up and you put it onto the seat right next to you, or you zip it back up and you put it behind you. I remember that shit so vividly. Like, the first time I did that in high school, my bag got stolen. Because, like, when I went into middle school, I didn't have a lunchbox, because all my lunchboxes were, like, torn the fuck up, beaten the fuck up.
What did you do to them? Did you get too hungry and eat the fucking
No, they were just
lunchbox?
old. I'd had them forever.
That's fair.
Like, there was a Spider-Man lunchbox I had that I got in fucking kindergarten that I used all the way up to the 5th grade.
Yeah.
And
That's how I was too.
Granted, I also had a Metal Hulk one,
Yeah.
and that one got dented.
There was a time. Okay, I know why I was like this because I watched Bakugan Battle Brawlers.
Oh god.
So there was a time back in elementary school where you know, like how they used to. I don't know, they don't do this anymore because you know, Bakugan, like all the good cartoons are over. But where I was from, they had this metal, like fucking, oh god, like it was like a Japanese style lunchbox, right?
Yeah.
And they had one in a Bakugan style,
Cool.
and I had it. I don't know if I doubt I still have it, but it came with like Bakugan everything, and I was like, I'm bringing this to lunch one day. And so I did. I brought it, and I was like, at the time I was like, yeah, don't you all feel so insignificant? You ain't got the Bakugan lunch set. But I look back and I'm like, God, how did I become? How am I not such? How am I not a weeb? How am I not more of a weeb? I'm not. No, no, no. That's the thing. When I was a kid, I was like, I wasn't the type that was all like,
You were
Konnichiwa. I wasn't.
borderline that, essentially.
I like I didn't watch anime though. I wasn't a Naruto watcher. I didn't watch Naruto. I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z. I watched Bakugan, and
That's
like,
fair.
and like I wasn't the type that was. I was like I will agree. I was kind of bordering on the edge of being the fucking kid who was like, "Oh, konnichiwa. What? You didn't understand what I said? That just means hello."
God, you want
Like,
so I showed you too a really fucking old YouTube series called Nikotski's Life,
oh fuck
where it
that.
was Turkish, right?
Yeah.
In middle school, I knew how to say this is fucking bullshit in Turkish, and nobody knew what the fuck I was saying. And I thought
Dog.
it was Japanese.
Jesus Christ.
Anywho, back to the lunch boxes.
Yeah, it was fucking yeah. Lunchboxes
So,
were cool back in the days.
so I had this metal Hulk lunchbox, right?
Uh-huh.
And in the fourth grade, it was the last day I ever got to use it. So most of them would dent because of like cold weather and being put in your backpack and shit, right?
Yeah.
By this time, I had learned the secret of how to put that fucking thing in my bag without it denting, right?
Yeah.
Well, one day, the boy of my elementary school was he was getting handsy, and he decided to try to fucking hit me. And so,
Yeah.
me being 7 and 7 turning 8 and full of anger because I'm getting bullied and like fear of, oh god, he's gonna hit me, chucked it as hard as I fucking could and slammed it into his head.
Jesus.
I didn't get in trouble because people covered for me, which is funny because we had learned in elementary school not to snitch. But my friend's like, no, he was trying to pick it up and it slipped out of his hands because the teachers didn't see the full thing. And the only
Yeah.
person who said anything different was the kid. And so he got in trouble, and I just got told I need to be more careful. I was like in my head, because at the time I was like a hell of a goody two shoes, despite the fact that I was also like, I almost got put in a special ed class. Dude, my grades were fucking abhorrent. My best grade was a 2.
I was always the kid who like did everything right. Like I got every single thing until like the third or fourth grade. Then I was like,
So
I just can't care anymore.
another thing, I don't know if you guys as schools did this and went back then. My elementary school, by the time you hit 3rd grade, had this thing called ice cream math.
Ice cream meth or ice cream math?
Math. Did you guys ever have that?
I don't
No.
know.
So what
I don't
it
even know what that
was is you
is.
were given paper sheets that had to be done within the week, and it was math shit. So like one was addition, one was subtraction, one was multiplication, one was division.
Mm-hmm.
Because by when you're in 3rd grade, that's what you've been learning. And what it
Yeah.
was, like after you have one staple page, it would start mixing, right? Fucking
Yeah.
what happened is you would do these paper sheets within the course of 3 months,
Yeah.
and if you didn't get it done within the week, you didn't get that scoop of ice cream. You didn't get the fudge topping, the sprinkle topping, whatever. What it was
Yeah.
is it led up to a day where that last half of the day was recess, and we
Mhm.
got ice cream, and that was the end of our day.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I was dyslexic with numbers when I was in elementary school because I didn't know what the fuck dyslexia was. And so I'm freaking out trying to figure out how to do the math. My teacher doesn't know I'm dyslexic because my parents never told her I might be. I don't know I'm dyslexic, so I'm getting frustrated and I'm like fucking bawling my eyes out in class trying
ice cream.
not even, I just couldn't understand the math. I didn't give a fuck about the ice cream up until the day where it was like, yeah, we're not going to give you anything because you barely turned in any of the pages.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only thing that sucked about my elementary school. Was like,
Mhm.
a lot of the time the teachers were like, no, because you didn't do this, we're not going to give you any form of like, we're going to be blunt, my teachers treated me like shit because they didn't know what the fuck was going on in my head.
Yeah.
It was like, I was dyslexic with numbers. I'm dyslexic with words, but I can fix them in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm dyslexic when I speak, and it was like I can't fucking spell. My handwriting at the time was fucking god awful.
Did you have to learn cursive?
Once we only learned cursive in my first grade class, and then we
I
stopped.
did that. I had a full course of it in third grade. There was like,
Oh, we
it
had to
was
learn
all
it
throughout the
throughout the
year.
yeah. We had to learn it through the entire year of my first grade year, and
Yeah,
then we never
it
touched
was
it
all.
again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what happened. Like,
I mean, I still know most of cursive. There's some I don't remember.
yeah. Okay, but real talk. We'll start with Spiel. What
Huh.
was your favorite fucking cafeteria food?
I don't know, man. It was all crap.
God, dude, what about no the old school cafeteria where the cafeteria food was fucking good?
Like, I remember my school had I think they still have them, but I had the smiley fries. Dude,
Ugh.
that shit was the bomb. Like,
I
the
remember smiley fries. They
smiley
sucked at my
fries were
school.
awesome.
They
I think
sucked at my school because they boiled them instead of fucking cooking them in grease.
my school also had like dino nuggies.
We sometimes
Like,
had dino nuggets. Sometimes.
but fucking
You know those fucking shitty prepackaged breakfast cookies?
Yeah.
There was a time my elementary school made them fresh baked.
Oh,
oh.
let me guess
Yeah.
that shit was bussin'.
Oh, shut the. That's such a goddamn stupid term.
That shit was good, wasn't it?
Yes, was. They were warm, soft, and they tasted good.
Yup.
None of the fucking things the prepackaged ones.
You guys remember, like, the old way they used to do cafeteria pizzas? The fucking square ones with, like, the square pepperonis and shit?
I never
No,
had
what the
that.
fuck?
You guys had boring Oh my god.
No,
It's not. We had normal pizza. You had the fucking weird ass alien ass shit.
Yeah, that shit was delicious.
They had fucking rectangle pans, but they still used normal pepperoni, you dumbass.
No, for
Yeah.
my school, they used pepperoni, like the square pepperonis.
Those
Where
don't
the fuck are
exist.
you getting
Where-
square pepperoni?
Where did they get those?
I don't know, but that shit was amazing. And, like,
Ugh.
they made homemade chili instead of using the bullshit that they gave them. The only reason
Chili.
Yeah, they did like this chili shit with my school. It was chilies and cinnamon buns.
Everyone had that.
Yeah, but like at one point we had a chick who used to live in Louisiana
Yeah.
as one of our cooks, and she would home make the chili herself the night before because she was so tired.
You guys ever have the fucking chili cook-offs?
No, we didn't.
I did.
That's a southern
from the
thing, I feel
South.
like.
That's
a
fair.
southern thing.
That's I don't know. I feel
Like
I
we still
just
have them in the West. It's just you have to find them.
yeah, my elementary school had like a chili cook-off like every year.
We didn't, but goddamn. Yeah, I avoided the chili like the plague because she put fucking jambalaya, not jambalaya. She put fucking okra in her chili because she was using a very fucking Cajun recipe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had okra, but that shit's fucking disgusting.
It is.
Like, God, we did jambalaya once in elementary school because we were doing like a culture week.
Yeah.
And because she was Cajun, they're like, we're gonna have this cook make us Cajun cuisines. And so we had fucking jambalaya. And, God, what the fuck was it? God, it was like a fucking. It was something with meat, and it was fucking delicious.
Most dishes have meat in it. That doesn't really narrow
Yes, I
it
know.
down.
I know that's the issue. I just don't know what. I don't. It's been so fucking long, man.
Did you guys ever have school festivals?
We did.
Like the school festivals where like your class had like
Would
had like a
decorate.
yeah, my class had a Dr. Seuss cafe.
Yo, we didn't do it like that.
No, yeah, there was like a school festival where all these classes had like different things, right?
Mm.
And in my class, it was in third grade, I remember it. we had a Dr. Seuss cafe.
That's fucking sick. Yeah, no, for mine, we just decorated classrooms, and whoever had the most votes at the end of the month got, like, a pizza party.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got the pizza party though.
Do you guys fucking remember pizza parties, dog? That
Dude,
shit was sick.
oh, okay. I wanna gauge this. How good was your playground?
Huh?
It was technically split into two separate playgrounds.
Yeah, with like the first grade, second graders doing their
No,
shit.
it wasn't separate like that. It was two separate playgrounds. You had one that was there was one that was green, one that was tan, and the one that was green got burnt down my fifth grade year, like during the
Oh
summer.
yeah.
And so I came back my last year, and we had a completely new playground, and it was so fucking cool. But
My yeah.
it
Go ahead.
was pretty good for at the time.
My playground was, but before, because now they have like a preschool thing at my old elementary school, I think.
Mm,
So they have 3 playgrounds technically now, and they also have like a baseball field out in the back.
just why not?
It's South, man. What can I tell you? Um, so the first playground was like, honestly, I have to say that first playground was kind of the better playground in terms of things.
Mm,
Because it had like the slide, it had like the little play like little climbing area. It also had like those little like ringlet swing things.
mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it also had like a little jungle gym, right? With like the like the circle pyramid thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking. The dome, yeah.
Yeah, later on it got a little spinny thing. Like the one that we have down in the park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it later on it got one of those. It had like a swing set and it was sick. And then the other playground had like a basketball court. um Kids used to play like wall ball because there was like a little divot, right? Because like it had like a little glass walkway at some point and it had like a little divot, right?
Mm.
And like kids would play wall ball against the wall and it was made out of brick. I think it still is. I don't know. I haven't checked out the elementary school in a while. And then it had like that little like it had like a small cat like little play castle place. Then it had like a swing set. It also had one of those tire swings, which I hated.
Fucking tire
I
swing. I miss tire swings, honestly.
I hate tire swings.
I don't blame you. They like if it's not made good, they suck.
No, I just don't like the fucking rotation.
Mm, that's fair.
And then and then it had one of the most classic things I think I will ever say, and that is a metal slide.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
a huge metal slide.
bro, my elementary had 2 of those. Like
Yeah.
one on each end of the sand pit.
You had a
We-
sand pit?
It was like the whole thing was like in a massive sand pit.
That's fucking sick.
Well, I'm not sure if it might have been wood chips actually. Now I think about it, I don't remember. No, I think it was sand actually. Yeah,
Jesus.
but and this was a big fucking thing too. It was
Mm.
like there was a whole ass fucking. How do I go about this? Playground set thing,
Mm.
and it was I don't know how to describe it. It had a couple slides on it. It had a fucking tube.
Tube.
It had a tube slide, which was horrifying.
Yeah, those ones were always scary, dog.
Dude, yeah, you go down them, you can't see shit, and you're like,
No,
what?
I don't mean that. I mean that thing is just essentially it's just a straight fucking 45-degree angle, and
Whoa.
Yep.
I don't mean it's like a tube slide where it's like the ones at the park here. No, it's just a fucking pipe.
Yep. We had one of those.
Like there's an angle, sure, but it essentially just drops you on the ground.
God.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys did this at your school because I don't know how much snow you guys got towards the winter. But
I
would-
lived in the South.
we would get in trouble because we would like slicken up the slides with a bunch of fucking snow, and we would launch ourselves.
Looking up the slide.
Like we would like this is back when snow pants were like required for school, right? Or else you
Yeah.
couldn't go out to recess.
Yeah.
So, because snow pants are slick when they're wet, you would roll around in snow for a little bit, You would take
Yeah,
a chunk of snow and you would throw it down the slide. It would make it slick, and you would fucking launch yourself. And the competition was to see who could go the farthest. And we got in trouble so many fucking times. And the reason we would do that is because if it was cold the next day, we would hope that like it would freeze on the slide,
Yeah.
or like the full tube slides that were like the 40-degree angle, but it was a full tube, right?
No,
Yeah.
it was a full tube with mine as well.
Yeah, like the quote unquote couples would go there and like smooch, and everybody, oh my god,
Oh my god.
they're kissing, and then God, our elementary school had at the time the town's soccer court in it,
Oh.
so we had these big fuck off soccer goals,
Yeah.
and we're 7 years old, like fucking 5 to 10, like 5 to 11. And we're just playing fucking soccer on this large ass field.
Yeah.
God, we didn't
Did
catch
you-
it. You're up. Our fucking playgrounds were separated by the blacktop.
Oh.
There were 3 blacktops. There was one directly on the left of the tan. There was one separating the two, and the one on the other side of the green.
Yeah.
The 2 on the far ends were just straight basketball courts. The one in the middle, the blacktop in the middle, had 2 4-square games. It had 4 hoops for basketball.
Did you ever like actually get to go outside during middle school?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way it would work was for 6th grade year, you went out first, and then you had lunch while the 7th and 8th graders went out.
Yeah. That's how it went
And
for
then
me too.
you would go back to class and come in for lunch. And then obviously 7th and 8th grade, you both go out to recess at the same time. And then you would come in and eat lunch, and then go to 4th period.
Yeah, that's how it was.
It's like how
for
our
me.
freshman shit worked, where it was like 1, 2, 3, if you're a freshman, then lunch. And then you'd swap with everyone else.
How was
But,
How was your middle school like spiel?
Let me think about it.
Gotta remember.
Unremarkable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
My middle school, that was around the time where people were like defining themselves as either delinquents or just fucking functioning human
Dumbasses.
beings.
Yeah.
Like, there were 2 kids in the 3 years I was in middle school that one of them stole a teacher's car and proceeded to crash it into another teacher's car and try to book it.
Oh.
And then there was one who, God, what did he thought it would be perfectly okay to bring a BB gun to school, point it at a teacher with the orange tip taken off, and tell them they're a fucking idiot in the middle of class.
Jesus.
Come to find out, the kid had autism and nobody knew. And he grew up with a parent, with his parents, and his dad would put a gun in his mom's face when he got mad at her. So he was just absorbing what his environment did.
Yeah.
So
It's horrible.
it's just terrible. And then, like, this was the start of me being introduced to Mexican kids.
Oh.
I'm not fucking shitting you. The guy in my school was
He's not racist, we swear.
No,
He's just
I
fucking
genuinely never met a Mexican person up until middle school. And the kid in my school was named Manuel.
What did you call him?
Called him Manuel, and it pissed him off.
How's it going, Manuel? It's Manuel.
He's like,
nah, you're just being unironically
no,
racist.
no, that's actually how he would talk. He was mostly from Mexico.
Okay, but red?
Yes,
Did
I
Kaneki
know.
know that?
No, he didn't. But
I could fucking assume though.
the group was me, my buddy that did football, the one that eventually became a stoner, Manuel, some douchebag, and I'm not even shitting you, an albino kid.
Oh.
I
You
was
actually
friend.
know people like that?
Oh no.
I knew an albino kid, and he was the one that taught me that you
How to
kind
nene?
no, you kind of have to not put up with people's shit, but also you have to be able to back it up. Because middle school me didn't know how to fight until I got my ass handed to myself by that guy. And then after that, we had 2 other fights. I lost the first 2. I won the last one. But I ended up being friends with him after the first fight because I was like, I walked up to him and I straight up was like, I lost. I got my ass whooped. He was, you admit it? I was like, yeah, that's how I was taught. We were buddies after that. And when I say this kid would burn in the sun, recess was 37 minutes. He'd come in and be fucking sunburnt even during the fucking winter. It was holy shit Batman.
Jesus.
And it's funny because he ended up having to get pulled out of the school at one point because he was having fucking seizures. We don't know why.
Is he dead now?
No, he's alive. I saw him
Oh.
not too long ago, funny enough. He moved out of town. But, God, he was a fucking interesting guy.
Yeah. I'd bet. I think. Did you ever have the kids who like on the playground like LARPed?
Yeah, that was me and my buddy for in elementary school for a little
It
bit.
was me too, bro.
Yeah, you told the boys about it. What was
I
it,
did. I
fucking
told the boys,
Sonic?
but I didn't tell the podcast. Yeah.
What was it,
So
Sonic?
this is back with the same guy.
Oh, I
Right,
remember now.
Continue.
that I was that so this is back with the same guy I mentioned earlier, like, way earlier. That I made friends with by being like, "Do you like Sonic? I like Sonic." And then we both like Sonic. Later on, I think he's still fucking obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's. But no, but fucking no, but back in elementary school, we'd LARP, and I was always like, dude, I want to be I don't remember who I wanted to be. I was like, I want to be Sonic. He's like, no, I'm Sonic. I'm Sonic. You can be like, you could be no. He wanted to be Shadow. He was like,
There it
"You
is.
can-"
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you wanted to be Shadow, didn't you?
Yeah, I did want to be Shadow because Shadow was cool. He was kick ass back in the day.
He had an
Yeah,
MP5.
he has a
that
gun.
He had an MP5 that cocked like a shotgun.
Dog, I was like, I want to be Shadow. He's like, no, I'm gonna be Shadow. You could be Sonic or something. And I was like, no, I don't want to be Sonic. I want to be Silver.
What?
I
Why
don't know.
silver?
Yeah.
Because telepathy?
I don't know. I liked Silver. And
Just
then
fucking casually, I would be silver.
and then
I'll
we
be the
just
one no one likes.
and then and then and then we'd like we'd like do this live action role play shit. And we'd like get other kids in on it too, and they were like different things. Oh, like later on I watched Fairy Tale, right?
Oh
Hmm.
god.
And they also watched Fairy
So
Tale,
who was
right?
Natsu?
Nobody was Natsu.
Good.
Like I
That
like
would have been terrible.
I remember so vividly that I was like we all had like our own characters, right?
Oh,
we all,
you had
we
self-inserts.
we LARPed with our like own self inserts, right?
So,
And,
which
like-
character were you essentially?
I don't remember the name, but I know I was like a guy who had like Urza's like armor equip ability. Yeah, I was
Oh.
that kid, and
Oh no.
That's better than some. I knew a kid who watched Fairy Tale and he would LARP during recess. And he was like, I have every Dragon Slayer ability.
Yes, it was also the time I was in middle school, right?
Yeah.
This was back in middle school. I like that was when I like really got into Fairy Tale,
Yeah, as most people
Eh,
did.
and
Watch that.
I got all of Lucy. I don't know if I still have them.
You
I don't
do,
know. I have all
because-
of them.
You have all but like one, I think. I remember because you showed us. Forever ago.
Do I still have it up there? No, I know where I have it.
Yeah, the downstairs. Then you're down.
No, I
No!
have it. I have. I have it with me. It's on my desk. I can look
Oh,
at
you
it.
moved them.
No, they were never in my desk. They were never downstairs. They were always upstairs.
Huh.
No, but I have like all of the fucking keys. I don't have I'm missing one, and that was the cryo one because this girl that I was friends with, she's like, I want it. And I was like, okay, sure.
Oh my god, sure.
I have
Oh, he's
oh,
back.
okay.
He's back.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
I
No,
have
my internet was fine. Discord and Discord alone fucked up. I never got
Oh.
disconnected from the call. I did that manually myself.
That's always fun.
That was just weird. My ping went up to 5,000. You know, it maxed out,
Oh,
but it's just fucking everything else on my computer was still working fine.
weird
Actually,
shit.
I'm missing two. I don't remember what they were, but I have also like the chrono time one or like
What?
that one.
Mm,
But like I have all of them and I asked for it for Christmas one year.
that's
Oh,
fair.
what?
The fairy tale keys.
Yeah, that Lucy
Well, I
had.
never watched Fairy Tale.
That's fair.
I also have Gray's necklace thing.
God, I remember being a kid and I wanted a mixture specifically of Gray and Natsu's powers because I thought they were cool as fuck. I was like, I'll be the fire eye sky.
Icy hot.
Exactly. Oh god, I have a story, and then I think we should wrap it up because we've been going. For
Face
nearly
Boys
an
Red
hour.
Boy VA predicted My Hero Academia.
But in my middle school, we had the main building and the second building, and the second building had a pool in it, right? It also had our auditorium. I don't know why I remember that so vividly, but I do. But one day we're going to the pool for class. It's the last
You
day.
had a pool?
Yeah, we had a pool in our school.
I didn't.
But it was the last day of our 8th grade year. And they're like, all you 8th graders can do whatever you want for these last 2 hours of school.
Don't drown.
Yep, just let teachers know there's going to be the main teachers there. Go have fun. And my buddy and his cousin went to the pool, and they had the bright idea of lathering themselves up in fucking icy hot and then jumping into a chlorine pool.
Oh.
Oh.
They both had blisters.
Of course they did. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, these were the... God. 8th grade was around... 8th and 7th grade was around the time vapes were really becoming a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And so these were friends of mine that, like, vaped.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, there's a spot by my house that I can probably show you guys eventually, where we would crawl up and it would be under the fucking, like, road. And they would sit up there and vape, and I was just there to hang out because they're all my friends. And I was like, no, except time I was still kind of a goody too. She's like, no, I won't partake in it.
Hmm.
Come out like a year later, and I'm fucking ripping fatty vapes.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, I was ripping fatty vapes. I'm happy I don't now. But...
Spiel, do you have anything else to say? Any cool stories?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm pretty good on stories as well. What about you, Kaneki?
I think I have one more.
Alright.
This whole
And-
podcasting thing will work out eventually. We'll have actual topics eventually and not just this shit.
I mean, it's fun like this, though.
It is fun, but this is more of a side,
That's
got
fair.
mixed in with everything else.
That's fair. But, okay, so there was this time back before I moved to where I am now. And there were these kids around the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they were like new. They went to the Y and we hung out. We were like rode bikes around like the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And like of course I never got out of my house because I was always told don't go out. Do not go out. You will get kidnapped. Just stay at home.
That generation of kids.
Yeah, the only place I could go was around my elementary school and that was it.
Mm.
And I remember a little side story. Real quick. This was back when Pokemon Go just came out, right?
Oh.
I remember downloading it on the iPad, right?
Oh,
On the
And it was like,
iPad.
and I remember I was like, I'm gonna go down to the fire station and get one of the Pokestops for one of my missions. So me and my little brother, we walked out and then we got back. And then my mother was like, "Where were you?" And I was like, I went down to the fire station." And she's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, I wanted to play Pokemon Go. And shit like that. So this, like I said, this is when I was, but back to the main story. This is when I was older, and we were about to move. We were about to move to where I am now. So I went around the block with him, and then he's like, and then he went back to my place. He was like, "Dude, those are some sick Nerf guns."
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, I got the Nerf guns from an old childhood friend of mine, who I don't know what he's doing now, but I hope he's okay. Um, he he's like, "Do you mind if we?" I never should have agreed to it. He's like, "Do you mind if we take some, like, go play with them at the playground?" And I was like, I don't know what told me to say, "Yeah, sure, whatever, go ahead." But I did, and so they took them, and then I'm like, "Hey, man, where are my Nerf guns?" He's like, "Oh, they got confiscated and taken up. They're probably being thrown away right now."
Jesus.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
undergoes rapid puberty.
But yeah, also the internet was the thing. So that's kind of where I found out about anime at a young age too. I used to watch Lost Pause. Big shout outs. I don't really watch any of his content anymore because, like, I don't know. It's not that I don't like him. I still like him. He does like D&D and shit now. Like, he's doing
He still
good.
does anime stuff, but
I miss his old reaction videos, but he doesn't do them for a good reason, and that is because of DMCA and a
Yep.
channel strike, which he cannot get again, or he is, like,
fucked.
gone. Yeah. Well, anyways, that's all I have. Now we're
Moving on to
gonna
end card.
switch over to me.
Nope, you did it last time. It's end card Spieler this
Did
week.
I?
Yeah.
I don't think we
Yeah,
had an
you
end
just
card.
don't remember because you idiots recorded Gundam Evolution 2 weeks in a row.
So it's end card Spieler this week.
Hold on.
Yeah, end card spiel. Hello, dear viewers. Thank you, you few who dare turn up. Maybe it's more of you now after those Gundam videos I just mentioned. It kind of a bullshit channel, you know. We do our own thing here. We're still trying to figure shit out. We've been saying that for over a year now.
Still haven't done it.
Yeah, that's right. Still haven't done it. But you know what? We were in school when we started this, and we're not now. Most of us, actually, scratch that, half of us have jobs.
Yep.
One of us is still in school, and eventually, but you know, when we're getting closer, to having those things, those key pieces in the right position to start doing this wild ass shit on a greater scale.
Things are falling into
Absolutely.
motion.
Piece by piece, so long as these idiots don't fucking rip each other's throats out while I'm not looking. Because, good God, these three like to give each other shit.
Yeah, that's true.
But, as you may know, we deeply appreciate your viewership. I don't know why I have taken up this very stereotypical voice, but I have.
Hello, your computer has virus.
Hello, your computer has virus.
Please.
No, that's a different voice. That's bend the name, please.
Is it called the red card spiel?
Bend the name, code vein 2, please.
We see you post on your fucking Twitter account.
You why are you doing community posts if not code vein 2? Code vein 2?
Any other game companies you want to yell at, Spiel?
Hoyoverse, sponsor us.
Yup.
Bandai Namco sponsor us. Gundam Evolution. We play it hot.
Alrighty. And that's going to be it for the end card. I want to thank you guys for watching. It means the fucking world. I'm happy there's an influx of you. Hopefully that stays that way. Because we enjoy making shit to make you guys all have fun. So, hope you guys have a good night, day, whatever time it is for you. And we will see you based motherfuckers next week.
I pissed lava, bro.